Okay, there we have it. We just listened to Mark Robins, we just listened to Erik ten Hag after what was another epic FA Cup game. Like, between these two sides alone, the excitement and intrigue has been at the highest level. Obviously, we had Man United against Liverpool, we had Coventry against Wolves, and today they both served up another epic. It shouldn't have been an epic though. It should have been all done and dusted. United were 3-0 up, and the fact that United cannot see out a game being 3-0 up against, no disrespect, a championship level side is more disappointing than anything. Ten Hag was asked straight away in the press conference there, were you embarrassed in any way, shape or form in the way that we won that game, having been in such control? He switched it across and said, look, at the end of the day, it's about the achievement. It's about being in another FA Cup final, the second FA Cup final in 2 seasons. Some of the United great teams of years gone by haven't had that many. They've had about 5 in the last so many years, I think he said, and we've had 2 in the last 2. Like, he's spinning it and doing his managerial bit well, but avoiding serious questions there. The embarrassment question came again, having been 3-0 up, and it was just an onslaught for Erik ten Hag. We kind of knew that it was going to be that way. How does this team have moments like you say and then completely capitulate in games? Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth. It's a continuation. Ever since coming back from international break, Manchester United have been this inconsistent side. How do you coach in them inconsistencies? How do you coach out them inconsistencies? How do you build a mentality within a team on the training ground? It comes down to the player, it comes down to the character. And no matter what this team does, no matter what the tactics, no matter how they play, you're always going to have that moment in a game like today when the chips are down that you're questioning the mentality and not the quality. It doesn't matter how much quality you've got if you haven't got that right mentality. If you haven't got it upstairs and you can't handle them adverse conditions, the moments in games when it's not going your way. Yes, I don't think it was a handball. If City's wasn't a handball yesterday, that wasn't a handball. He was bemoaning the penalty decisions at Chelsea. He was moaning about the penalty decisions against Liverpool. He was using the injuries as an excuse again in the press conference. I understand, I do get that there are injuries, and then I agree with him on the penalty decisions. I don't think any of the penalties that we conceded were penalties. That's facts. And moments can change games, but you've also got to look at how the team also collapsed. And like, we were, in Mark Robins' eyes, a toenail away from winning that game in extra time with the goal that was disallowed, Coventry's 4th. That would have been probably one of the most humiliating moments in Manchester United's history, to be 3-0 up and lose 4-3 with half an hour to go of the game. That would have been one of the worst moments in history. And I don't think Erik ten Hag could have defended that. I don't think Ten Hag could have got past that. That would have been too much. And United fans driving back up to Manchester this evening will be looking at that and going, we got away with one there. The fans left. There's images going all over social media of the Coventry fans who lost the game, probably distraught, still there singing, clapping their players off. Manchester United section, it was gone. It had finished. I'm going to be honest with you now, it emptied when that 4th goal went in. They all ran back in when it got, cruelly for Coventry, disallowed for VAR and a minor offside decision. But still, for United to be in that position, and Coventry making the best of extra time as well. Let's not forget that. They're the ones that create the better chances and the more clear-cut chances. That, for United, I think, is where Ten Hag's issue is. You can do all the coaching, you can do all of the training, but how do you change the mindset of a player? How do you convince them that you're not going to give the game away? I asked Mark Robins a question in the press conference saying, were you surprised that Manchester United completely fell away like they did? And did that have anything in where you approached your team talk before extra time started? He said, we felt them going away and we felt them getting legger. They thought they'd won the game. That's what Mark Robins said. It's like United thought they'd won the game, and you can't blame them at 3-0 up with half an hour to go in complete control. And Nana was having a day off. He'd not had much to do. But it's always the one moment. It's like, one goal conceded, you shouldn't let that get into your head. You're still 3-1 up against the Championship side. And then players slowly, one by one, started to disappear. There's been a lot of criticism of Anthony and his antics in goading the Coventry players and the Coventry fans after the game, after the penalties. It's embarrassing. It really is. We cannot drop to that level. I understand Ten Hag and the achievement. It's his 3rd final in 2 seasons, yes. But we should be talking about Champions League. We should be talking about being in the running for the Premier League title, not getting to an FA Cup final for 2 seasons in a row. That's not good enough for Manchester United. That will never be good enough for this fan base. There are some that will stick by these players no matter what. Fans that follow Manchester United all over Europe, all over the world, that will try and find the positive from it. And there are some, but they come in too many small doses. There's not enough of them for Manchester United. There's not enough of them for the fans to really cling on to and take it home as a positive, knowing that this club is going forward. It's the mentality of the players. You cannot train that into these players. If I got a chance to ask Ten Hag a question there and he was rushed through his press conference, Mark Robins stayed there, must have been got 15 minutes answering loads of questions. Ten Hag, 5 questions, gone, 5 minutes. They're defending him and trying to get him out of this awkward situation. He came in with all the right answers and the obvious answers, but realistically avoided all of the awkwardness. And that's what Manchester United do. They're protecting him right now. It does feel like a dead man walking. There wasn't one journalist, not one media member in there that thinks that Ten Hag is going to survive this. It looks like the end of the road. Dead man walking, one journalist said to me, even if he got through this, and that was when it went to 3-3. Dead man walking. That was the word that came out of it. Let me know what you think, guys. Like, break it down. Give me your comments below. Cheers for watching all the content throughout the day. Been a pleasure bringing it to you all. But yeah, a very bittersweet day, I would say.